There are so many new luxury items trending in 2024. In this video, I want to talk about why I'm not buying these hot designer pieces. Just a little disclaimer, whatever I say in this video is just my opinion. If you happen to own any of these pieces, you are more than welcome to dismiss what I say. As long as you enjoy these pieces, that's what matters. First of all, let's talk about the Row. This brand is definitely having a moment. Some of you might already be quite familiar with this brand, but the Row is all about very simple and plain designs. They are known to focus on substantial materials and good quality, so typically you won't see any kind of logo or monogram on their pieces. As far as their handbags go, I'll say the pricing is between Chanel and Louis Vuitton. I feel like this brand has always been well loved for their low-key designs, but I can't help but wonder if the hype is partly due to the current quiet luxury trend. In fact, the way this hype is unfolding almost reminds me of what happened with Celine 14 years ago. Just for some context, Celine hadn't been doing very well until Phoebe Philo took over as the creative director. Following this, the Celine luggage collection was released. We then saw a lot of celebrities and supermodels carrying these bags, and soon they were sold out everywhere. Let me know if you agree, but the way I see it, the very same thing is happening with the Row Margaux bags. I've seen a number of A-list celebrities carrying these bags, such as Jennifer Lawrence and Kendall Jenner. Now, I'm not sure if they were the reason for this hype, but at the moment, this bag is sold out on every luxury shopping platform. It seems like many bloggers have put themselves on the waiting list, and they will definitely be getting this bag. Interestingly though, from my research, this Margaux bag is not actually new. The collection was launched in 2018. So it really does make you wonder if the sudden high demand is mainly being driven by the fear of missing out because of the quiet luxury trend. Now let's talk about why I'm not interested in buying the Margaux bag. To be honest, I personally quite like the looks of the bag. In fact, I think when the bag has such a simple design, it's easy to like it because there's hardly any conflicting element. That said, I'm not crazy about it to want to buy it at this price point. Now on YouTube, there are a lot of reviews raving about this bag. But if you're interested in buying a Margaux bag, I highly recommend a blog called New Inspired, and I'll make sure to leave a link down below. The blogger Yuki did a very thorough review about the Margaux bag, and she also included some very clear pictures to showcase the wear and tear. Now, seeing the Margaux bag is now commonly being referred as the new Birkin, Yuki intentionally compared the Margaux bag to a Birkin, and apparently the quality is not quite the same. She mentioned she can see a high chance of the edges cracking on the Margaux bag in the next 5 to 10 years, especially if you use the bag a lot. It's a very neutral and honest review, so make sure to check it out. Something else I'm not very sure about this Margaux bag is the fact that there are no feet on the bottom. Now I know this bag is supposed to look very carefree and chic, and if you're carrying one of these bags, you're not supposed to worry about scratches. But personally, I very much prefer to have feet on the top handle bag like my Birkin. While we are talking about the Row, let's also talk about the Idah bag. This bag is also quite popular at the moment, probably for the same reason. They come in several sizes, with the biggest leather version costing about £4,200. You can also find this bag in canvas, which costs about $1,500. Again, I'm not a big fan, and the main reason has a lot to do with my own personal preference. You see, when I buy a big tote bag, I always prefer to have a zipper for the reason of security and also organization. As you can see, this Idah bag from the Row has a massive opening, and I can just imagine myself getting anxiety about losing my things. Now, I think we'll all agree that this bag looks timeless and it will look great on everyone because it's so plain and simple. But the question is, will this bag be as popular if not for the hype? Again, bear in mind this bag costs over £4,000. So I'm really intrigued to hear what you think. Another luxury item I will not be buying are the Tiffany & Co. hardware earrings. These are not exactly new designs. They were actually released released in 2017. To be honest, I initially really liked the design. I thought they were such a unique statement piece, and as far as I can tell, these have always been one of the most popular pieces from this collection. However, last year I spoke about these earrings and someone commented saying they look like a certain body part, and since then I just couldn't get that comparison off my head. So now I can no longer see myself wearing these earrings. All that being said, I've been liking other earrings from Tiffany & Co. in the recent years. For example, the knot earrings. These have a very similar price range, plus they also feature diamonds. I think they are absolutely beautiful and so very special. The next trending luxury items I won't be getting are the new Cartier Trinity pieces. Now, the Cartier Trinity collection was launched in 1924, so they've been around for 100 years. Suffice to say, they are a true classic line alongside the Cartier Love collection. Recently, Cartier released the new designs for their Trinity collection, and I think you know where I'm going with this. They just don't look very comfortable. Now, if you wear any rings, you know, they don't remain stationary. If anything, they tend to turn a lot. For example, my wedding band is a half eternity diamond ring, and many times a day I do have to turn the ring for the diamond side to sit on the top. So I can just imagine the corners of the Trinity ring poking on my fingers all the time. They also have the new Trinity bracelet, which looks equally uncomfortable. Now you might say, these Trinity pieces are not meant to be worn every day, but I feel like jewelry should be comfortable regardless. Long time ago, I had a Cartier Just Un Clou bracelet and a Just Un Clou ring. I ended up selling both pieces because the nail head was always digging into my skin. At first, I thought I'll just put up with it for the looks because I do think they look stunning, but eventually my patience wore out and I decided to sell both pieces, and now I do not miss them. 2024 is also the year where bags of unusual shapes are highly celebrated. For example, butterfly shape, heart shape, and asymmetrical shape. Even though they look interesting visually, I never feel tempted for a few reasons. I think it was last year that Chanel came out with a very adorable heart bag. Alaïa also has a very popular heart bag, so does Gucci. Anyway, I thought the Chanel heart bag was so adorable, but it's also too cutesy for my personal style, and I just don't feel like I can pull off something like that. Personally, I always prefer bags that are quite versatile, and when a bag has such an interesting and eye-catching shape, I find it hard to pair it with a variety of different outfits. Another reason I'm avoiding bags in unusual shapes is simply to do with the aspect of practicality, because I can just imagine you have to be quite strategic with what you carry with you and how you fit them in the bag. Something else I'm not interested in buying is the Loewe Raffia tote bag with a logo. Now, I've always seen Loewe as one of the more low-key brands. A lot of their handbags don't focus on showcasing their logo. For example, the crossbody bag, the puzzle bag, and my personal favorite, the mini hammer bag. So it did surprise me to see a bag from them with such a big logo. At the moment, it definitely seems like there's a trend for designer raffia bags. Many high-end and affordable luxury brands now have their very own raffia bags. So it makes sense for Loewe to join the trend, but I just don't feel like this design aligns with what Loewe represents as a brand. Something else I'm avoiding in 2024 are shoes that are tricky to put on and remove. A lot of the shoes I own now are very easy to slip into, and that is by design. A while ago, I owned a pair of boots from a brand called Toga Puller. I thought they looked stylish, but they were such a pain to put on and remove because I actually had to undo every single buckle to remove those shoes. And because of that, I hardly ever wore them. Here in the UK, it's finally getting warmer, so I've been looking at sandals, and I guess it doesn't surprise you that I'm actively avoiding anything with laces or a lot of buckles. Last year, I purchased a pair of Birkenstock, but I gave them to my sister because she really liked them. So now I'm thinking either another pair of Birkenstock or these very puffy sandals from Anina Bing. Let me know what you think. I also won't be buying anything from Phoebe Philo's own brand, which is called Phoebe Philo. Like I said before, Phoebe used to be the creative director at Celine for a decade, and she did some amazing things during her time there, including creating some of the most timeless pieces that are still very popular today, such as the Celine box bags and the Celine luggage bags. When Phoebe left Celine, it created quite a panic within the fashion industry. In fact, I personally don't like the current Celine designs as much as the old Celine pieces. So understandably, when Phoebe announced that she was gonna launch her own brand, the response was very welcoming. In fact, everything sold out within a few hours on the website. And you have to remember, her pieces are not cheap. For example, this silver necklace costs about £3,000 and her handbags range from £3,000 to £6,000. However, after the initial frenzy, complaints started to surface online about the expensive price tags, the unexciting designs, and the unfriendly return policy. Personally, I do agree that the designs don't remind me of Phoebe's work when she was at Celine. I'm not sure if that's because Phoebe is trying to create something very different to mark a new era for herself, or she might just be at a different stage now as a creative designer or a person. This is why I think it's so important to never follow any trends or worship any designers blindly. At the moment, I don't feel very excited about her collections, but please let me know what you think. And those are some of the hottest luxury items I'm avoiding in 2024. Now, the whole idea of this video is to encourage everyone to buy what works for you, not whatever that's trending. So I do hope you find this video helpful, especially if you're also pursuing intentional shopping. And if you have anything else to suggest, please share them down below. That's it from me today. Take care and I will see you soon.